The morning sun filtered through the studio windows as Lorraine Kelly welcomed her audience with her signature warm smile, setting the stage for what was supposed to be a delightful chat with legendary actor Michael Caine. Promoting his latest memoir, Caine entered the set looking dapper in a tailored suit, his iconic voice booming with that unmistakable Cockney charm as he greeted Lorraine and the crew. The interview began innocently enough, with Lorraine asking about his illustrious career, from his breakout role in Zulu to his Oscar-winning performances in Hannah and Her Sisters and The Cider House Rules. Caine regaled the viewers with anecdotes from his time working with directors like Christopher Nolan, sharing behind-the-scenes stories from Inception and the Dark Knight trilogy that had the audience laughing. But as the conversation shifted to more personal territory, Lorraine probed into Caine's views on modern Hollywood, questioning whether today's films lacked the substance of classics from his era. Caine, ever the candid Englishman, responded thoughtfully at first, praising young talents but lamenting the over-reliance on special effects. The tension started to build when Lorraine brought up a recent controversy involving Caine's comments on political correctness in the industry, suggesting that his outspoken nature might alienate younger audiences. Caine's brow furrowed slightly, but he maintained composure, explaining that he believed in free speech and authenticity over pandering. The host, perhaps sensing a juicy moment, pressed further, referencing a past interview where Caine had dismissed certain woke trends as nonsense. This is where the clash ignited. Caine, feeling cornered, raised his voice slightly, accusing Lorraine of twisting his words for sensationalism. The studio fell silent as the two exchanged heated words, with Lorraine defending her line of questioning as fair journalism, while Caine retorted that morning shows should focus on entertainment, not ambushes. Security was subtly alerted, but the interview continued amid the awkwardness, with Caine attempting to steer back to his book. However, when Lorraine implied that his age might be affecting his perspectives, making them outdated, Caine stood up abruptly, declaring that he wouldn't sit there and be insulted. The audience gasped as he removed his microphone, muttering under his breath about the state of television today. Lorraine, flustered but professional, tried to calm him down, apologizing if she offended, but Caine was already heading for the exit, waving dismissively. Back in the studio, Lorraine addressed the camera, explaining that sometimes interviews get passionate, and wished Caine well. Social media exploded immediately after the broadcast, with clips going viral, fans divided between supporting Caine's stand against perceived rudeness and praising Lorraine for holding her ground. Commentators debated whether this was a genuine clash or a publicity stunt, given Caine's history of playful banter. In the days following, Caine issued a statement via his publicist, clarifying that while he respected Lorraine, he felt the questions crossed a line into personal attack. Lorraine, on her next show, reflected on the incident with humor, admitting that interviewing icons like Caine can lead to unexpected fireworks. The event became a talking point in entertainment news, highlighting the fine line between probing interviews and respectful dialogue. Analysts pointed out how such moments boost ratings, with Lorraine's show seeing a surge in viewership. Caine, undeterred, continued his promotional tour, appearing on other programs where he joked about the incident, turning it into a memorable story rather than a scandal. This clash reminded everyone of Caine's fiery spirit, a trait that has defined his career for over 6 decades. As the dust settled, both parties moved on, but the video of the heated exchange lived on online, amassing millions of views and spawning countless memes. It served as a cautionary tale for hosts and guests alike about the unpredictability of live television. Rewinding to the build-up of the infamous incident, Michael Caine had been looking forward to his appearance on Lorraine Kelly's show, seeing it as a light-hearted opportunity to connect with British audiences who had followed his career since the 1960s. Arriving early, he chatted amiably with the production team, sharing laughs about his roles in films like Alfie and Get Carter, which cemented his status as a British icon. Lorraine, known for her empathetic interviewing style, had prepared questions that delved into Caine's life beyond the screen, including his philanthropy and family life. The segment started smoothly, with Caine discussing his knighthood and how it felt to be addressed as Sir Michael. Laughter filled the air as he impersonated fellow actors like Sean Connery and Jack Nicholson, drawing from their shared experiences and the man who would be king. However, the atmosphere shifted when Lorraine transitioned to current events, asking about Caine's thoughts on the Me Too movement and its impact on Hollywood veterans. Caine responded diplomatically at first, acknowledging the importance of change but expressing concern over cancel culture's extremes. Lorraine, perhaps eager for depth, challenged him on specific instances where actors from his generation faced backlash. This prompted Caine to defend his peers, arguing that past behaviors should be judged in context. The exchange grew intense as Lorraine cited examples, leading Caine to interrupt, insisting that he had always treated colleagues with respect. Viewers at home sensed the rising tension through their screens, with Caine's usually calm demeanor cracking under the pressure. He accused the show of ambushing him with controversial topics not discussed beforehand, a claim Lorraine denied, stating that all questions were standard for promoting a memoir that touched on such issues. As words flew, Caine's frustration peaked when Lorraine suggested his views might stem from generational disconnect, implying he was out of touch. Standing up, Caine declared the interview over, removing his lapel mic and storming off set, leaving Lorraine to wrap up the segment alone. The immediate aftermath saw the studio crew scrambling, with producers cutting to commercial earlier than planned. Online, the clip spread like wildfire, with hashtags like #CaineClash and #LorraineDrama trending worldwide. Celebrities weighed in, some siding with Caine for standing his ground, others commending Lorraine for tough questions. Tabloids ran headlines speculating on behind-the-scenes drama, while Caine's fans rallied in his defense, pointing to his long history of professionalism. Lorraine addressed the elephant in the room on her following episode, expressing regret if lines were crossed but emphasizing the value of honest conversations. Caine, in a rare social media post, lightened the mood by quoting one of his famous lines from Batman, suggesting that sometimes you have to walk away from the chaos. The incident sparked broader discussions on media ethics, with experts analyzing how morning shows balance entertainment and journalism. Ratings for Lorraine's program skyrocketed, proving that controversy sells, while Caine's book sales reportedly surged from the publicity. Months later, Reflections on the Clash portrayed it as a momentary lapse in an otherwise cordial industry, with both figures maintaining mutual respect in public statements. This event etched itself into pop culture lore, reminding us of the human element in celebrity interactions. Delving deeper into the dynamics of the clash, it's essential to consider the personalities involved. Michael Caine, the quintessential British gentleman with a no-nonsense attitude honed from years in the spotlight, and Lorraine Kelly, the affable Scottish host renowned for her relatable charm and occasional probing style. The interview was billed as a celebratory retrospective, but underlying tensions from Caine's recent press tour, where he fielded similar questions, may have set the stage for eruption. As the cameras rolled, initial pleasantries gave way to substantive dialogue, with Caine eloquently recounting his journey from humble beginnings in South London to global stardom. Lorraine complimented his resilience, referencing his battle with health issues and continued passion for acting. The turning point came during a segment on diversity in film, where Lorraine asked if Caine regretted certain roles that might not align with today's standards. Caine paused, then firmly stated that art reflects its time and shouldn't be retroactively censored. Lorraine countered by highlighting evolving societal norms, leading to a back-and-forth that escalated quickly. Caine, feeling his integrity questioned, raised his volume, calling the line of inquiry unfair and biased. The host, maintaining composure, attempted to de-escalate, but Caine was adamant, standing to leave while muttering about the decline of respectful media. Security intervened subtly, escorting him off set as the audience murmured in shock. Post-incident, the show's team issued a statement emphasizing that no malice was intended, while Caine's representatives described it as a misunderstanding amplified by live TV pressures. The viral nature of the clip led to parodies on late-night shows and analyses on entertainment podcasts, dissecting every gesture and word. Supporters of Caine argued that veterans deserve leeway, while critics praised Lorraine for addressing relevant topics. In interviews afterward, Caine joked about preferring scripted dramas to real ones, diffusing any lingering animosity. Lorraine, ever gracious, sent a personal note to Caine, which he acknowledged positively. The clash highlighted generational divides in entertainment, sparking debates on how interviews should navigate sensitive areas. Industry insiders noted similar incidents with other stars, suggesting a pattern in morning television's quest for authenticity. As time passed, the event became anecdotal fodder for Caine's future appearances, where he recounted it with humor, turning a negative into a positive narrative. Lorraine's show continued to thrive, with the episode replayed in highlight reels. This confrontation underscored the unpredictability of live broadcasts, where even seasoned professionals can clash unexpectedly. Ultimately, it reinforced Caine's image as a straight-talker and Lorraine's as a resilient host, enriching their public personas. Examining the repercussions of Michael Caine's dramatic exit from Lorraine Kelly's show reveals a multifaceted impact on both individuals and the broader media landscape. Immediately following the broadcast, social media platforms buzzed with opinions, from fans decrying Lorraine's approach as aggressive to others applauding her for not shying away from tough questions. Caine, retreating to his London home, reportedly watched the replay with amusement, later confiding to friends that such sparks keep life interesting at his age. Lorraine, addressing her audience the next day, shared that she admired Caine immensely and hoped for a future reconciliation. The incident boosted her show's visibility, with viewership spiking by 30% in subsequent weeks as curious viewers tuned in for potential drama. For Caine, the clash inadvertently promoted his memoir, with sales climbing charts as readers sought insights into his unfiltered views. Entertainment journalists scrambled for exclusives, leading to features in outlets like The Guardian and Variety, where experts weighed in on interview etiquette. Some criticized Lorraine for pushing boundaries, while others defended her right to explore controversial angles. Caine appeared on rival shows, like Good Morning Britain, where he downplayed the event, attributing it to a mismatch in expectations. Speculation arose about whether the clash was staged for publicity, though both parties denied it vehemently. In the ensuing months, Caine and Lorraine crossed paths at industry events, exchanging cordial nods that suggested no lasting grudge. The episode inspired think pieces on ageism in media, with Caine's retorts highlighting how older stars feel marginalized. Lorraine used the experience to refine her interviewing technique, incorporating more pre-discussed topics. Online, memes proliferated, photoshopping Caine into various walk-off scenarios from history. The clash even influenced pop culture, referenced in comedy sketches and podcasts. Reflecting on it a year later, Caine included a chapter in an updated memoir edition, framing it as a testament to passion and discourse. Lorraine, in her autobiography, described it as a learning moment that strengthened her resolve. Overall, the heated exchange proved beneficial, humanizing both figures and reminding viewers that celebrities are fallible. It sparked conversations on mental health in high-pressure environments, with advocates calling for better support during live segments. As the story faded from headlines, it left a legacy of resilience, showing how conflicts can lead to growth and understanding in the entertainment world. To fully appreciate the context of the Michael Caine and Lorraine Kelly clash, one must look at the evolving nature of celebrity interviews in the digital age, where every moment is scrutinized and amplified online. Caine, with a career spanning over 130 films, has always been forthright, as seen in his candid biographies and public appearances. Lorraine's show, a staple of British daytime TV, thrives on a mix of fluff and substance, often catching guests off guard with personal queries. On that fateful day, the interview veered into territory Caine found invasive, particularly questions about his political leanings amid Britain's turbulent climate. He responded with characteristic wit at first, but as Lorraine persisted, his patience wore thin, culminating in accusations of sensationalism. The walk-off was swift, with Caine politely but firmly excusing himself, leaving Lorraine to ad-lib an ending. Backstage, apologies were exchanged through intermediaries, averting any escalation. The public reaction was polarized. Older demographics sided with Caine, viewing it as elder disrespect, while younger viewers appreciated Lorraine's boldness. Media outlets dissected the body language, with experts noting Caine's clenched fists as signs of genuine irritation. In response, Caine's team released a light-hearted video of him mimicking the incident, which garnered positive buzz. Lorraine hosted a segment on handling on-air mishaps, inviting communication experts to discuss. The clash influenced programming decisions, with shows implementing stricter guidelines on sensitive topics. Caine continued his advocacy for free expression, speaking at events about the importance of debate without demonization. Lorraine's ratings held strong, proving her audience's loyalty. Retrospectively, the event is seen as a blip in otherwise stellar careers, with both expressing no ill will in later interviews. It prompted reflections on cultural shifts, where traditional stars navigate new norms. Fans created fan fiction scenarios of reconciliations, adding to the lore. Ultimately, the heated clash enriched the narrative of live TV's raw appeal, where unpredictability reigns supreme. Additionally, the incident drew comparisons to similar walk-offs, like Joan Rivers storming out or other celebrity meltdowns, placing it in a historical context of broadcast drama. Psychologists analyzed the psychological triggers, suggesting stress from promotional tours contributed. Caine's humor in aftermath interviews, quoting his lines from Italian Job about hanging on, endeared him further to fans. Lorraine's gracious handling won her acclaim from peers. The story's longevity owes to its relatability, mirroring everyday arguments amplified by fame. In concluding the saga of Michael Caine's ejection from Lorraine Kelly's show, it's clear that what began as a routine promotional spot evolved into a memorable spectacle that captivated the public imagination. Post-clash, Caine embarked on a European tour for his film, fielding questions about the incident with his trademark dry wit, often deflecting with anecdotes from his spy thriller days in The Ipcress File. Lorraine, undaunted, featured more veteran guests, approaching interviews with renewed sensitivity. The viral video amassed over 10 million views, spawning remixes and reactions from influencers. Industry panels discussed the balance between entertainment and ethics, with Caine's stand praised for authenticity. Lorraine received awards for her show's resilience, turning the negative into a positive milestone. Both figures' careers flourished, with Caine announcing new projects and Lorraine expanding her brand. The clash served as a reminder of passion's role in art and media, where clashes can foster deeper connections. Years on, it's recounted fondly, a testament to human imperfection in the spotlight. Fans hope for a joint appearance, symbolizing forgiveness. This event, though heated, underscored the enduring appeal of genuine moments in an increasingly scripted world. Moreover, the incident inspired documentaries on celebrity feuds, including this one among lighter entries. Caine's biography updates included the story, humanizing his persona. Lorraine's memoir chapter reflected on growth from adversity. Social media archives keep the clip alive, educating new generations on media history. Ultimately, it reinforced that even icons have limits, enriching the tapestry of entertainment lore.